Larry Page and Google is a Cinderella story because the businessman comes from a small town, but that did not prevent him from later becoming the head of the IT giant. The billionaire's views and beliefs were greatly influenced by his parents as well as his friends and surroundings. That is why it is necessary to begin acquainting oneself with the career of a successful startup man by familiarizing oneself with his biography. Page's story begins in Lansing. Larry was born on March 26, 1973. Interestingly, Page, like his Google companion Sergey Brin, is an ethnic Jew. Larry's grandfather even moved to Israel. However, the similarities in the biographies of the businessman do not end there. The Page family, like the Brin family, is from the scientific community. Larry's father is a computer science professor and his mother worked as a university programming instructor. Page has a sibling and a sister. The eldest child, Carl, was born in 1964. Later, he also became a successful businessman. As for the younger child, Beverly, she prefers not to communicate with the media, refusing them interviews, and tries to keep a low profile. Serious changes in Larry Page's biography occurred when the boy was only 8 years old. His parents decided to get a divorce. However, in numerous interviews, the billionaire emphasizes that he has never felt a lack of attention. He managed to maintain a great relationship with his father and mother. Parents always instilled in their children a love of books. In 1978, Larry had his first computer in his life. As a child, Page was a very inquisitive child. His free time was often spent reading books rather than the usual games in the yard. For example, at the age of 12, the boy read the biography of Nikola Tesla, which had a tremendous influence on him. Young Larry was impressed by the story of the genius scientist's life. Then he realized that he also wanted to live a life that society would always remember. In 1991, Larry graduated from high school. As a teenager, Page was passionate about music, specifically playing the saxophone and percussion instruments. The choice of the university was obvious. Right after graduation, Larry goes to the major University of Michigan, because that is where his parents worked and taught. The real big shock in Larry Page's biography came when he was a first-year student. His father struggled for a long time with a serious illness, but eventually passed away from complications. Page is considered the creator of the PageRank search engine algorithm. The name was not chosen by chance. Firstly, Page is a reference to the surname of the author of the development. Secondly, websites consist of pages. The 23-year-old graduate student managed to create a revolutionary method of data retrieval. Friendship with Sergey Brin. What epithets do not apply to their meeting? But it is hard to argue with this. The meeting between Page and Brin was critical for the whole world. They met at Stanford in 1995. However, they did not become friends right away. On the contrary, the first impression of the two was not the most pleasant. They were of equal intelligence, so they considered each other an upstart. However, work on joint projects brought the young scientists together little by little. It is important that they were like-minded. They were united by the desire to create a search engine capable of organizing all the information found on the internet. According to some legends, the final reconciliation happened after Brin told Page about his prototype search engine, and he supported his idea and made some important corrections to the project. No matter how you look at it, money is an accurate indicator of a successful partnership. Google co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin are among the top 20 billionaires according to Forbes. The numbers speak for themselves. Their intellectual duo has been extraordinarily successful. According to net market share, the lion's share of Larry Page's fortune is his shares of the management company Alphabet, which owns all Google assets. Bloomberg experts calculated that the IT genius would have had enough money to buy 3.95% of American real estate for sale. In 2005, the billionaire bought a luxurious mansion in Palo Alto, where in fact he lives with his wife and 2 children. After another 3 years, the deal was formalized on the purchase of a penthouse in New York. Larry's home is an area of 2,483 square feet. The mansion has 6 bedrooms and exactly the same number of bathrooms. Instead of a backyard, Page has his own garden and has solar panels on the roof of the house because he still believes in alternative energy sources. The wedding in the Virgin Islands is very memorable for the creator of Google, Larry Page, so he decided to invest some money to buy a personal island, Eustatia Island, a 12-hectare paradise in the Caribbean. All the houses on this island are equipped with solar energy converters. In 2011, the billionaire bought a luxury yacht Senses for $45 million. Also, Larry Page is an ardent supporter of environmental protection, so it is not surprising that he was one of the first investors in Tesla Motors. Back in 2006, he invested $40 million in the company of Elon Musk. The Google co-founder has a Tesla Roadster electric car as well as a Tesla Model X electric SUV. Together with Sergey Brin, they also own a Boeing 767 aircraft, which they use mainly for business travel. Larry Page comments on his fortune as follows: "Now I don't have to lug around the laundry room." Larry also became one of the first owners of a hybrid Toyota Prius. His garage focuses on cars that don't clog up the environment. No high-end sports car in it. According to the respected Forbes publication, Page's philanthropy index scores a 4. The maximum score is 5 points. On average per year, Larry donates about 3% of his fortune. We are talking about an amount in the range of $1.5 to $2 billion. Larry Page divides part of his fortune in the following areas. The first is Google.org, a philanthropic company founded in 2004. The foundation is focused on finding technological solutions that can help solve global problems: hunger, poverty, ecology. The charitable foundation actively donates money to projects dealing with climate change. Money is allocated for the promotion of renewable energy sources. The second is Carl Victor Page, a charity founded by Larry in honor of his father. The organization has been in operation since 2006. This foundation donates money for education, medicine and family problems. In 2014, about $15 million was given to fight Ebola in West Africa. The third is X-Prize. Larry is on the board of this charitable foundation, which raffles off grants in 5 areas at once: education, development, science, energy, and research. This organization tries to draw attention to the importance of investing in developments that will improve everyone's lives. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett promised to give their fortunes to various charities over time, but Page prefers to invest them more in support of groundbreaking startups. In one of his interviews, Larry said, "If I get hit by a bus, I want my money to be managed by Elon Musk." As Elon, Page is very interested in space exploration. He is willing to finance the construction and provisioning of colonies. The story of Google founder Larry Page is a perfect illustration of how important it is to keep believing in your ideas and loving what you do. These simple truths are his formula for success.